So, guys, today we are going to talk about Aryan migration theory. In my opinion, Aryan migration is truth, and the large proportion of Indian, North Indian population has Aryan DNA in their genes. Most commonly, it is called R1A, as we know. So, from where did the Aryan came from? So, what is their origin place? So many theories state that some they came from Turkey, some state that came from Tibet, and some state that they came from North Pole, that is these Scandinavian countries. So where did they originally came from? Most theories attest that they came from steppe region, that is between Black Sea and Caspian Sea, from here, that is just below Ukraine in Russia and just above Turkey. So Aryan came from most probability that they came from this region, and they entered Indian subcontinent and Indian subcontinent, that is in North India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, through this region. They took this route, and they entered this region through this region. So now the question is, uh, are Iran people Aryan? Yes, they are Aryan too. The whole India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Iran people come under Indo-Aryan tribe. They are called Indo-Aryan tribe. So Aryan, the word Aryan is reserved for them only, India and Iran and Pakistan, Afghanistan people. So Aryan, the term is for them only. Uh, one group of these people that we know in from where Aryan originally came to India. These people are originally called indo-european people. The group that entered India and Iran are called Aryan, and the other group that went to Europe is not named actually. It is not called Aryan, but one group went to Europe also, and that group of people that went to Europe are called South Indo-Europeans, and the one that went to India and Iran are called North Indo-Europeans, because North Indian Europeans were upper and South Indian Europeans were little lower at that time. So one went to Europe and another one went to India and Iran. In Europe, what they did is they decimated the local population, particularly male population. They killed the male population. The male population at that time were called Neolithic male European population. So they killed the Neolithic male. Sorry, they killed the Neolithic male Indo. They killed the Neolithic male population, and they took their place. So you know what happened. Like, eventually, they married or they forced upon the local women population, and the current European population are the mixture of Indo-European people and Neolithic farmer women. So current European population is the mixture of that population, and the Indo-European tribe that went to India and Iran, they also uh, killed the local Dravidian people. Dravidian people were the ones who formed Indus Valley civilization. So they killed the local Dravidian population, but the level of killing that was happening in Europe was not that much in India and Pakistan, because the Dravidian people were little bit of much civilized, much advanced than the European population, because Indus Valley civilization people, Dravidian people, they formed the IVC, Indus Valley civilization, that was the most advanced civilization of its time, and they know some basic stuff of that time, like drainage system and little bit of civilization they knew about it. So Aryan people that migrated to India, they respected that northwest population, northwest Dravidian population. But as we go deep south, they were Dravidian there also at that time. They were not as much respected by the Aryans, because they were not as civilized as their northwest counterparts. Okay. Okay. So now the question arises: what happened in India? India, as you know, India land is very fertile, especially north region, that we call Gangetic Plain. Okay, it is very fertile, very fertile, good for farming, and as of today also, much of the population of India is located in this plain area that is called Gangetic region, quite fertile for agriculture. The water resources is high here, and the soil is very fertile. Also, there is a regular monsoon period in this region. Those of you that do not know what monsoon is, it's a periodic, yearly wise periodic rainy season in North India, particularly whole India, but also in North India, it's quite prevailed monsoon. So like regular monsoon and rich fertile land, and also ideal hot condition for survival, was very much liked by the Aryan invading tribes. So those Aryan who came from steep area to the India, some Aryan went to their local population, and they told their mates there that, you know what, they said like this only, like you can imagine, like they said to them, it's like, you know what, the land deep south India, has very fertile land, it has very rich monsoon, water resources is quite good, and there is no difficult condition as we found in steep areas, where it is very cold. Food is very less here, but in India, you can find abundant quantity of food. It is like you just have to sow the seed, and few days you could get rich crops, a rich quantity of crops, and there is a very tasty fruits there, like mangoes. You can find mangoes, the tasty mangoes you can find in India. So the maids here in steep area, the maids they here at steep area, they said, okay, yes, we should go to India, we should all go to India. So because of this, the whole most Aryan population at that time, came to India with their families means with their wives, with their children. They came to India on their horses, carts, like that. So they came to India because they heard a lot of good thing about India, about its rich land for farming. Because Aryan people were agriculture farming group. They loved farming. Also, they loved herding cattle, and they loved horses too. So for herding, for herding cattle, for horses, they need good quantity of food, they need water, they need ideal condition, which was present in here India, North India. So they came to India in large number of quantities. But in Europe, they migrated one part of Indo-European migrated to Europe also. But in Europe, they decimated the local population. They invaded the Europe. But in India, They did not invade India. They migrated to India. There is a difference here. In Europe they invaded, in India they migrated in large quantity actually. So uh, what can we understand here? The condition in Europe were not ideal for survival. The condition was very cold. Food was very scarce. Living conditions were very difficult as compared to India at that time. So uh, people that went to Europe, they invaded and took the population, male population place, and the people and the Aryans that went to India, they came in group, settled here, like it was a type of migration. Also they created the caste system in India that we know today. Brahmins on top, Rajputs on second, Vaishyas in third, and Sudras in fourth. Yes, caste system was created by Indo-European Aryan people in India, also in Pakistan, also at that time. So Burman were top and Rajput were in second. And there is also uh, what we say. There is also story about a war that is called Ten King War. If I remember correctly, it is called Ten King War, and the result of that war was the Krug clan won that war, and from that Krug clan, the story of Mahabharata came to be. So the Krug clan, the famous Krug clan, whom Bhisma Pitama, famous Hindu warrior deity god, semi god that we call demigod that we call Bhisma Pitama, also was also from Kuru clan. The all Pandavas, Kauravas were also from Kuru clan. Though so Kuru clan where people were also Indo-Aryan people. They came here in around 4,000 years ago. 4,000 years ago, they came in near about 2000 BC, and the Aryan came out after Indus Valley civilization that was in Pakistan and northwest India declined. Then the steep Aryan people came after the Indus Valley civilization declined. Indus Valley civilization declined because of some people say it was because of flood. Flood was there in Indus River. So because of that, the high VC declined. People, it was most civilized, early civilized people place in the whole world, as comparable to the Middle East Harappan civilization. So and Indo-European people were very, very fierce fighter, very fierce. They rode on horses, so they covered much of the places of Europe, India, Pakistan, Middle East also, some Middle East part also, and even they reached to China, some part of China. In China they are called Tocharians. They have vanished now. They were founded in some mountain area of China. They are called Tocharian Iron. They had blonde hair, and some people say they also have light eyes. So Tocharian people. Also in North India, you can find some people with blue eyes also at present time. I don't know if Aryan had blue eyes or not, but they had like light hair, like blonde hair, yellow hair, green, whatever, blonde hair or whatever hair. They had light hair. What about blue hair? I am not completely sure, because it is said that blue eyes originated in Europe, in Neolithic European population, or Cro-Magnon people. Blue eyes originated. Blue eyes was not a trait of Indo-European people. They had, as far I know, brown eyes. Okay. So the blue eyes that are found in India might be because of Greek invasion, or Greek invasion was also there in India, particularly in northwest India, as we know. Alexander the Great invaded some part of India, like Punjab, modern day Punjab area. Alexander the Great invaded. Also, after the death of Alexander, Greek satrap were established in this region, and after that, some Greek kingdom invaded parts of India also. So it might be possible that some Greek DNA might be there in some Indians, particularly in Punjabi area Indians. What are Punjabis? What are Punjabi? Uh, what is Punjabi authenticity that we found that we find? As you have no some as if you have noticed, Punjabi people are quite different than the rest of the Indians. Quite different, extremely different. It is because Punjabi are not Indo-Aryans, but they are Scythian people. Scythians are the branch of Iranian people that went to the steppe area here. They also came from where the Indo-European people came, but they were not Indo-European people. They came to India far later than Indo-European people came. They came in around 2000 BC. Sorry, they came in around 2000 years ago. And Indo-European people came to India about 4000 years ago. So they came quite early, like after the death of Jesus Christ. They came to India, and they formed a like kingdom called Saka Kingdom, and local today Punjabi like descend from that Saka Kingdom only. They are Scythian tribes. Okay, the Scythians are also Indo-European people only, but more particularly you can say that they are Scythian people, and they look different than the rest of Indians because they came quite later than Indo-European people. So particularly, and they did not mix with the local population much, so they look different. They are tall, they are bulky, they have sharp features. They're a little bit fairer than the rest of the Indians. And in India, the most Aryan blood you can find in Brahman Pandits. Okay, West Bengal Brahmins. Okay, in West Bengal Brahman you can find the most Aryan blood, and then in North Indian Brahmins you can also find most Aryan blood, and in Kshatriyas, some Kshatriyas caste that are non-Sanskritized, you can find Aryan blood in them also. So Aryan people, how can you identify how a person has large quantity of iron blood? You can identify people who have large quantity of iron blood if they have tall height. They are tall, they are slim, they are fairer than the local population, and they have sharp features. So that's a trait of iron people. And the Veda was also written by Aryan people only, and you can also find lots of similarities between the language of India, Iran, and rest of the Europe people. I will share the link if I might get, and I will share the link to you. You can see that there is a lot of similarity between this whole language of this whole region. That it is called Indo-European language. India has Sanskrit, Iran has some Western language, I don't know like what it's called, and they are quite similarity. Like the word for door is similar in ancient India, Iran, and rest of the Europe. Door in India it was called Dwar, in Iran it was called Dwaram, and likewise in some part of Europe it was also called Dwar. So there were very many similarities like this in the whole Indo-European language. Very many similarities. Also, early European population followed pagan culture, not Christianity or Muslim religion they follow now, but they followed pagan culture. India still follow pagan culture. Now talking about Hinduism in India. Hinduism was not brought by Indo-Aryan people. It was followed by local Indus Valley civilization, Dravidian people. And when Indo-Aryan people came to India around 2000 BC, 4000 years ago, so Dravidian people taught them about their local gods, their customs. They told them about Lord Shiva, Lord Ganesha, like that. They taught Aryans about their local custom. They brainwashed, like you can say, the brown brainwashed the Aryans. So Aryan were quite impressed from Indus Valley civilization people about their culture. So they also started following Hinduism. They wrote Vedas that we know. And Sanskrit is the contribution of Indo-European people that came from steppe area. And you can still find some Brahmas, upper caste people different than lower caste people in north, different than south. North people different than south people. You can find it. And there's also one tribe in India that is called Tibetan Burman type people. They are found in northeast India. They are quite different than rest of the Indian. They are Mongoloid people. Nepal also has Indo-Aryan people that are called Khas Aryan. There is a large quantity of Tibetan people also, Mongoloid people, and there has Indo-Aryan people. As you go north to the India, in the Himalayas like Himachal, Uttarakhand, and Nepal, and also Jammu and Kashmir, you can find lot of traits of Aryan, Aryan traits in the people. You can find lots of Aryan traits in the people in this Himalayan region. Still, Nepal still has lot of Aryan traits in their people. Um, After so many years, caste system tried to maintain the structure that was set by Aryans. So why don't government talk about this? Why don't Indian government, European government, and rest of the government of the world talk about this? There's a reason for that. In India, they don't talk about it because it may create division between castes, division between north and south. So it could lead to fracture in nationalism in the country. So they don't talk about that in India because it can affect the unity of the people. In Europe, they don't talk about that because of the World War II, because of the Hitler, because of white supremacy that people might. Because of fear of the white supremacy, also Jews has lots of control over Western media. But I have to tell you the one thing that uh, Indo-European people did not come from Europe. Never, never, never. They did not came from Europe. They invaded Europe. 110% truth. They invaded Europe. They came from steppe area here. Instead, you can say that the today's slave people are more related to Indo-European people than the rest of the world because they live near to the Indo-European people. But as you might know, in World War II, slave people were very badly treated by the Nazis. As you may know, they also treated gypsy and slaves very badly. They killed them. So also the term slave has been derived from Slavs, the people that live in Eastern Europe and Russia. The Slavs are quite very much related to past Indo-European people, and the Indo-European people were very fierce people, very brave people. They gave tradition, culture to many countries, and all these countries has culture, tradition, language that are interconnected to each other. So you can think about it. They were very influential very influential people. That is why the Europe people still today are very fascinated by Aryans. Indians also very fascinated by Aryans. Iran also very fascinated by Aryans, because they were very fierce people at their time. Iran, you may also like to know that the word Iran has been derived from the land of Aryans. Iran people are Aryans too. Okay, and the Turkey people has also Aryan blood in them. They look like Aryans, but Kazakhstan people, they were initially also Indo-European people there, but now after Mongolia invaded Kazakhstan and rest of the Eastern Europe population, they spread their blood in the local population. So now Kazakhstan has a lot of Mongoloid people because of this region, because of Mongol invasion. As you know, it happened in 1000 BC, as I remember. It was because of Genghis Khan of Mongolia, who invaded Kazakhstan and rest of the area here, and also Eastern Europe people. So Turks that are found in Kazakhstan are the mixture of Caucasian and Mongols. Okay, and yeah. So what? So where can we find large quantity of iron blood? You can find large quantity of iron blood in India. Why? As I have told earlier, because India had the ideal condition for survival at that time. It has rich fertile land. It has rich quantity of food. It has monsoon. It has rainfall, quite a good amount of rainfall, tropical climate. So it was very ideal condition. Yeah, the land of Ganga is very fertile, very fertile. So the most amount of Aryans at that time came to India. India is very rich at its resources because of Himalayas. As most of you may know, that Himalaya is a range of mountains. It extends from here to here. Okay, it is a range of mountain, and Himalayas is a source of lots of river. Many rivers originate from Himalayas. Indus river originate from Himalaya. Ganga river originate from Himalaya. Yamuna, Brahmaputra, all the most river of India and Pakistan and China also originate from Himalayas. Himalayas is the you can say life of Indian subcontinent. Okay, and also monsoon cloud, when they go to India, they strike the mountain of Himalayan range and they rebound, and because of that India gets the monsoon rain, and that rain, because of that rain, India has rich fertile um, soil for irrigation, for agriculture. So India has idle condition at its time. Still, it has idle condition. Still, lots of people in North India are farmers. Okay, they are farmers. Still, 50% people gain their livelihood through agriculture. More than 50% people. Agriculture is farming is basic income source in northern India. So Aryan people also were very fond of farming. Where they are farming people, they drank wine, they drank milk, they drank milk, they drank wine, they traveled through horses. They loved farming. So that's the characteristic of North Indian people too. Okay. So what happened that India lagged behind in spite of their people having Aryan blood, because Aryan people intermarried between Dravidian and some Australoid people. Australoid people and Dravidian people, they intermarried, intermingled with them. So Aryan blood, they diluted, and also in spite of having caste system that prohibited people from marrying other caste, still intermarriage happened, because the 4,000 years is a very long time. Another reason that I can say is the idle condition of India, and the amount of food that was here. Like if you like, little amount of work can a little amount of work by the farmer can help him reap lots of harvest. Like soil condition were very fertile, water was abundant, so little amount of hard work by farmer can yield large quantity of harvest. So food was aplenty. So over the time, the local Aryan population grew quite lazy. They grew lazy because of the climate, because of the large quantity of food resources. They grew lazy. But the Aryans in Europe, they had to struggle for the food. They had to struggle for the basic survival. So they gained instinct for survival. So that's why they prospered. They adventured to faraway land, because they had developed survival instinct, because living in that in Europe was in cold condition was very tough. Okay, so but still India has a lot of iron blood. Indian people, especially North Indian people, has a lot of iron blood in them, and you cannot say that whole North India is Aryan. No, whole South India is Dravidian. No, it's not. It's not the case. Indian people are now mixed, very mixed. Yes, the Aryan blood in topmost caste is more. The Aryan blood in topmost caste is more. The Aryan blood in low caste is less. But no, you can't find 100% Aryan, 100% Dravidian in India. Not possible. Never possible. The low caste people in South India, Tamil Nadu, still you can find Aryan blood in them. Little bit of Aryan blood you can still find in them, because it was long time ago. Intermarriage happened between people. But in North India you can find like more amount of Aryan blood than in South India. In South India you can find more amount of Dravidian blood than in North India. That is the only thing that create the difference. And over the time, 4,000 years is very very long time. People developed mutation. People mutated, their skin darkened over the time, because 4,000 years is very long time. So yes, so that's what I have to say about it. Okay, so thank you for listening to me. Thank you. Bye.